the Weird Girls Club podcast with your hosts, Neve and Amy. Hi, we're back.
Welcome back to another episode.
We should just start every episode like going clink clink.
Clink, clink.
Like,
cheers.
can I actually sip this now? I've been actually
Yeah,
dying
of course
to
you
sip
can.
this.
We're all just staring at Neve taking the first sip of our coffee.
That was actually good. That's actually good. Well, I'm like biased because I made
Because
them.
Neve made it.
Take a sip.
I've already drank some of mine. I wasn't.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You never complimented me on it.
I did.
Well, not
And
enough.
you were like, oh,
not
thank-
enough
you
that
lit-
grew me ego. So.
Yeah, she literally went, thanks. When you first
Oh
put
no,
it
you
down
said
before
it. Look, that looks good.
Yeah, but I also tasted it.
Oh, we didn't say that after you tasted it.
That's because it's shy. No, I think no, I have me thinking. Did I taste it?
I don't think you did.
I
There's
think
no
it-
lipstick on it.
I only put my lip gloss on a few minutes ago. I didn't put it on back down because the wind, you know.
Oh yeah, no, that's clever.
But
Sip it. Oh. Oh. Lights out. I'm just gonna knock the two fucking lights off.
what are smacking me lip off it? I don't have lipstick on the
No,
top.
no, you're good.
Oh, now
Do you ever get when you're eating like something and your lipstick goes on your chin?
every time I put about 30 layers of fucking
And it's like
concealer
here. And like if someone doesn't tell you have lipstick on your chin, you don't even know.
massive. Look at the lipstick all over.
Yeah, mine has lipstick on it too. I put these in the dishwasher. The dishwasher safe one.
That's good to know.
But you know what's indestructible? The fucking stickers underneath them. Look,
They're still perfect.
they're still perfect. That's the story about the mugs.
Riveting episode.
Riveting.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed last week's episode. First time back. We're on a roll. We're consistent. 2 weeks in a row we've uploaded.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Woo! Streamers, sparklers, confetti,
Everything.
everything.
But yeah.
So what's the story? Any knows?
No. I don't
Oh,
think
gossip.
so. I'm trying to think. You just put me on the spot now like that. I'm like news, gossip.
You
anything.
swear she doesn't know we do a podcast, but she put me on the spot.
Yeah. I don't. Have you
No
any news?
news.
Goss?
Any news or goss? Oh my god. Well, it's not really news.
What?
But I went out yesterday. We walked down to Queen West. We're walking along, and I was like, Jesus, my fucking heels are born of me. Like, and I was in me New Balances, like, and they're like the comfiest like runners I have, or sneakers, wherever you're from. I was like, my heels are born of me. Came home, it's two fucking huge holes in me socks, literally. About like literally there was like barely nothing on the soles of my feet. I'm like, I am short of like Jesus gone around epoxy sandals, like
Stop.
literally it looks like I was like, I don't think like Roadrunner or what, I born them at me feet.
That's so funny.
And they're on both heels, like it's not even like one
No,
like
that's so
sock
funny.
must have had a little hole in the heel, like the two of them I had to just throw the socks out. It was like they were disintegrating at me feet.
Stop.
Yeah, not that that's interesting or anything, but I just thought I'd share it. Like if your heels are born, it's probably because your fucking socks are
Socks are ready for the bin.
yeah, like what? And they were Nike.
Oh.
They were me
They were
white Nike
expensive
ones.
Nike do better.
Yeah.
Do fucking better.
Maybe Nike and New Balance were just having a battle in me fucking in me
Battle
shit.
of the brand. In your shit.
Shoe. Yeah, my feet were killing me. I was like, this is not right, and thank God I didn't take my shoe off in public.
Oh
and I
my
looked
god,
down.
no. Or like, because if you think there's a stone in your check and you're like,
Imagine the person behind me would have gone, look what
fucking
fucking
ankle.
socks.
Oh, what is that part of your foot called?
Your heel.
Your heel.
Oh,
Heel do.
is your heel the back of your foot or is it underneath as well?
I think it's underneath as well.
It's both.
Yeah.
Because I know your Achilles heel is like the back.
Scientists over here.
Well, it's not. It's just Greek
I just know
mythology,
ankle,
isn't it?
foot and toes. Ankle, foot, knees and toes.
Because what's the top of your foot called? There's a
Your
there's a
foot.
name on that. No, there's a name on it.
I don't know. The palm of your foot.
No, the palm would be underneath.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, because you kind of just say the top of your
The
hand.
head of your
as well.
foot.
Why are we even talking
I
about this?
don't
But
know.
anyway.
Oh, I had an experience at the grocery store.
Oh, guess again.
So, I was walking around the grocery store, and some girl just stopped me. And she's like, "You look so pretty. Isn't that so cute?"
So hold on, I get socks born and off my feet, and you get randomers stopping you.
I was in bits looking, so I don't know if she was.
And what, like,
No,
was she like?
Was she what?
Was she like? How do I say this without feeling like I'm insulted?
Was she pretty? Like, was
No, like, was she like a junkie?
No, she was just like someone else their age, I think. Like,
Because I like there is randomers like that.
oh
like,
yeah,
that
no,
would
it
do
wasn't.
stuff
It
you like.
wasn't like that. I was walking. If you've ever been in No Frills near, I don't even know where it's actually near, but I was in the grocery store and I was walking past. You know where the aisles are, and then it's like the freezer stuff. If you're walking towards the tills, so I was like walking away from where the freezer stuff was, and I was walking towards the till, and I had my basket, and I had like my earphones in, and I thought she was trying to get past me. And like she kind of like, so I kind of like moved to the side to let her pass me because I also had my earphones in, and she's like, hey, sorry, I just had, and I thought she was like, I was after dropping something or something, and I took my earphone out and she's like, I just had Teddy. She's like, you're so pretty. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
god, that's like
I was
the
just like-
nicest thing ever.
I was like, where's the camera?
And what did you say to her?
I was like, oh my god. I was like, thanks so much. I was like, so are you? And she was like, oh, thanks. And then she just walked off, continuing shopping, and I just checked out. And but it was just
See,
like
it's
the
the little
cutest
things like that like just like make your day as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I actually just completely forgot about that. But yeah,
That's
and,
so
like,
cute.
my hair, like I wasn't wearing makeup or like my hair was up in like a grip, like just back.
Well, you
and I
don't
was
need
wearing,
makeup.
like,
You don't need makeup.
Thanks, one. No, but
See,
I'm
it
just
doesn't
saying,
mean
like,
as much because she fucking knows me. If a stranger
well, you
walked
didn't
in and
say
was
I
like,
look pretty. You're just like, you
are-
don't need makeup.
You don't need makeup because you said, oh, I hadn't got makeup right on. She's like, I'm pretty. I was like, yeah, because you don't need makeup.
Thanks, one. But I just meant like I wasn't actually done up.
Oh, I
In a
guess
sense,
yeah.
like I was like, my hair was fucked back. And
That is so cute.
And I was just like, oh,
Ah.
I'm like fair play to people giving randomers compliments.
Yeah, I
get so
wouldn't have
anxious.
the balls.
I'd be saying something like,
But like, I'm more like if someone's like serving me,
yeah,
like, I
and
tell-
you're in a conversation.
like, you know
almost.
me, I'd be like, oh my god, I love your nails, or like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like I'm that type of person. I don't think I could physically walk up to a stranger.
Yeah, like that. Like I couldn't.
But fair play to her.
Yeah,
She's just spreading joy and positivity.
I know. You've made my
I hope
day,
she has
whoever you
a
are.
amazing day
Yeah, me too. Wherever you are in Toronto.
in Toronto.
Amazing day.
Was she Canadian?
Yeah, I think so. She wasn't white though. I don't know what her ethnicity was. She would like sounded Canadian, like had a Canadian accent.
So nice. People are so nice.
Yeah. But that actually brightened up my day.
And then I get fucking.
Any spare change?
You go, Phoebe, you're gorgeous. Or what was your man downstairs calling you?
Oh, Kayla.
Kayla.
Some randomer down the road was always like, good morning, Kayla. I'm like, I don't know who you were talking to. And Aaron was Mike. Kayla and Mike.
Kayla and Mike. But yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, that's everybody. Maybe compliment people more because you make their day.
Yeah, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Did it make you want to compliment people more?
Yeah, but I'm too socially awkward for that.
You think you are though, but then when you're actually in the situation, you're grand. Like,
Yeah, like I mean, realistically, it's not that big like of a deal. Like to go up and say
yeah,
that
yeah.
to
But I
someone.
don't think like it crosses your mind though when you're kind of.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I've never, not that I've never had a thought that someone I walked past was pretty or good looking.
Maybe
or
she
what.
fancied you.
Maybe I am a looker.
And what did she say after you were like, oh, you too, thanks? Just walk off.
Yeah, she just continued shopping and I just went to the till and checked it.
Oh my god, I need to go to that No Frills.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just good looking.
I need
get
some compliments
off
near
your
the.
security.
I know.
One day I was coming up to name and our speaker had been broken for ages in the building, so you'd have to go up to security and be like, oh, I'm visiting so and so, and they'd ring and whatever. And then like while she was getting ready to ring Nave, she was like, you're so pretty. She's like, your makeup's gorgeous. And I was like, oh, thank you so
They're
much.
really nice
But
down there. The girls
so
down there are
nice.
so nice. I hope they like, because they obviously rotate shifts
Yeah.
or whatever, or they change over contracts or whatever. The girls that do be down there now are like the nicest.
Yeah.
Like, never. I'd hope they don't leave because the other ones are
Never.
just like arseholes.
Yeah.
Like they would mumble to you like.
Oh yeah.
Or they wouldn't even say that. Like you'd walk
They
to
ju-
the counter and they won't even look at you. Like,
Yeah, you'll have to go sorry, and then they'll be like,
and they
it's
don't
like, I
even
know
say
you
like,
said-
oh, what can I do for you? They just look at you.
Yeah.
Like dead in the eye. Like what?
yeah.
You swear like me paying my rent here is not paying your salary, hon?
All right, now you sound like Karen.
No, but it is.
No, it is frustrating when you go down there, and it's like I know you sense like someone's presence.
No, it's just the ignorance
Yeah.
of it.
It
Like
can
I
be
don't
so rude.
like right. You probably hate your job, like whatever. But
We all
that's
hate
the
our
job
jobs.
you're there to do.
Yeah.
Like, but like there was literally one girl down there, and like even Aaron was like, she's a fucking arsehole. You'd walk up and she wouldn't even look at you. Like she knew you were there,
Yeah. No,
and she
some of
wouldn't
them
even
are
be
really
like
have to just
hello.
stare at you.
Or she'd just look up at you like.
Yeah.
And she had done.
No, yeah, no. some
Not
of them
even
have
like,
been
can I
way
help
rude.
you? Like, what can I do for you? Like, but them girls down there are lovely. They're really nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I walk in, I just give them
It's
a little
always,
wave.
yeah, it's always hit or miss sometimes you see some of them because they'll just like they'll look at you and like you'd have to drag out of them, and you're like, I don't even know if he heard me correctly because he's like just mumbles back, and you're like, okay, fine.
Yeah,
But,
like there's been times when I'd had to ring down to security or something, say like a package or something, and like he'd be like, what? Like I'm like, hello, is there someone there? Like I can't even like hear what you're telling
security.
me. Like even if they rang me being like, you have a guest here, like
Yeah.
sometimes I, like if I didn't know you were down there, I'd be like, why are you? Why? Like I wouldn't be able to make it out. I just know when they ring me, I'm like, yeah, is there a guest there? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, you can send her up. But I don't know.
Yeah. But I think that's a reminder for us to make more compliments. Because I feel like you always thinking like, oh, you'll think like, oh, you look lovely today. But actually saying it, you can make someone say by saying it. Cause
yeah.
Like, not that I felt like shit, but it's like, I was like, oh God, I have a spot. Do you know, like when before you're going out, you're like, oh God, that spot's still there, whatever. Yeah. And then someone random just comes up and it's like, oh, you look very pretty. And they're like,
but it's like, I always
like,
do it to like.
Just gonna jump out now, like, and be like, you've been pranked.
You've been pranked. I always do it to like people that are working retail or waiters.
Yeah, compliments and stuff, because you always notice like,
I remember the girl with the shorts.
Yeah, oh, they were really nice.
I was like, sorry, where'd you get your shorts? They're absolutely gorgeous. I think she said she thrifted them. I was like,
yeah, she did. I was like, oh, darn.
I was like, damn.
But
yeah, I remember like some girl before, I think it was in Hudson Bay, and she was like, this is when I like remember I got like green nails and they were like a design on them.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my God, I love your nails. Oh no, yeah, it wasn't Hudson Bay. No, when I went to Montreal with them nails, a girl in a coffee shop who served me compliment. I was like, I fucking love these nails. And I was kind of sick of looking at them then.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Oh, we actually did get our nails done.
Yeah. Sorry if I look like I was laughing there. I was thinking of what we discovered on Friday in mine about your nails. And it just cracks me up.
Stop it. Stop it. You can tell it.
Oh no.
I'm not hanging myself like that. I'm not dying on that hill.
Oh, okay, quick little story about.
Do you want me to leave and come back?
I just went a quick little story about Niamh and our nails. So Niamh's been getting our nails done since last May. I think you got them done for going home last May, right?
Yeah, I think it was it was last year sometime. Yeah, well, like it was early last year.
Yeah, like April, May.
Yeah.
And you got tips right on biogel.
Yeah, I got extensions on it and like the the gel on it, yeah.
Right.
Gel set.
Yeah. With like extensions, right? Let's get that clear. Extensions. Make our nails longer and like acrylic. Right? So Niamh then like has continued to go to the same girl and has been getting refills. Like the same thing, refilled up until now. We got our nails done and we were in mine then Friday night. The both of us got our nails done. I went to the same place. And we were sitting there talking, and I don't know how it came up what we were talking about our nails and what we get done. And my girl took 2.5 hours. So I think that we were complaining about that because Niamh was then sitting beside me for about an hour. And I was like, what do you actually get done? I was like, because she's always so quick. And he was like, oh, I get like gel tips and blah, blah. And I was like, oh, you still get extensions? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, she's really fast, like for removing it all and putting on extensions. And Niamh goes, no, she doesn't remove them. And I was
like, getting refills.
She was like, no, I'm getting refilled on them. And I go, so when was the last time you got tips done? And she was like, I think the first time I got them done.
And I literally did this. I remember doing this.
She was like, probably the first time I got them done. I goes, wait, I goes, hang on a minute. I goes, the very first time you went, you got tips. And she was like, yeah. I goes, and you haven't seen her put a tip on since. And she was like, no. She's like I broke one, and I think you had at one point one broke.
Yeah,
and you got
this one broke and I got a new tip on it.
So she was like, yeah, no, and I was like, so she hasn't done a full set of tips since last year. And she goes, yeah. I go, so do your own nails? And she was like, no, the tips are still under there. And she was like, she picks a little bit at the end and then she like fills it in. And I was like, she's picking the end of the gel that's thin because it's at the grown up your nail. And Niamh's just like not comprehending what I'm saying. I was like, Niamh, they're your own nails. I was like, your nail grows. That tip's long gone. Because I was like, the last time I went, I had to get a tip put on this finger because it broke, so she made them the same length. I was like, Niamh, I've gone once now. I goes, and that tip's gone because my nails grew so much in like the 4 weeks. I was like, yours aren't there a year later. And he was like, oh yeah, your nails grow like that. Niamh thought our nails grown under the tip, and she was fine in itself. I was like, no. I was like, the tip stuck to your top of of your nail, not the fucking top of your finger.
Oh, she was like
No.
dead laughing. Like
Oh,
she
'cause
was
I-
crying laughing.
I was just like, no, Neve, you need to leave my house. Like, you can't. It was like the most blondest moment I think you've ever had.
Yeah, probably.
Like, it was.
Probably.
You were like, I just didn't think about it. And I'm like, but what made it?
So I was like, these are my natural nails then? Like, these are my real
Yeah, so
nails?
she was like, oh, so I'm so impressed now. And I was like, they've been your nails for like a year. I was like, oh my god. I was like, oh.
In bigger nails.
Yeah, Jesus. Oh my god.
I got chrome for the first time and I'm fucking obsessed.
Yeah, they're
Usually I
really
used to
nice.
just get like French tips like in different colours, but I
Oh.
actually got chrome for the first time because she convinced me. My nail tech, and I'm obsessed.
But yeah, so we're freshly pampered girlies. ASMR.
And I have a lash in my head for a change.
You got lash too.
Got my lashes done. I was like a bald mole rat. First episodes.
Ah, you're grand. Next to me, you look like you have real full lashes.
You don't even need fake lashes though. I'm have to been looking at your lashes from the side. Yours are naturally go up like. When I have none, mine are tiny, tinsy, wincy things, and they just go straight.
I have mascara on.
Yeah, but if I have mascara, mine still go straight.
Mm.
I don't have like natural curly lashes. Like,
Oh, no, I don't like my lashes either. But I feel like you always look at someone else's and think, oh, I'd love their lashes. But like they're probably like, oh, I'd love their lashes.
yeah, like I wish I just could have natural lashes like yours. Then I wouldn't need fake
Yeah.
lashes.
See, I'm like, oh, you can't even see my lashes.
Yeah, no, you definitely can.
Thanks.
But even when you don't wear mascara, like you don't even need mascara. Like,
Yeah, so sometimes I go through a phase where I'm like, I don't want to wash the mascara off tonight.
such a fucking effort, isn't it?
It's the biggest effort.
The mascara is the
ever.
worst effort
Oh,
to get off.
Like I think I went about 6 months without wearing mascara, and then
Oh,
I was
did you?
like, yeah. Then when we were doing the photo shoot for season 3, I was like, no, I'm gonna wear mascara. Like I like how it looks better than not wearing mascara. And then ever since, I'm like, oh, I like how my eyes look better with mascara. So now I've been wearing them, and I'm like,
you kind of
oh.
go through phases of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But at least you can get away with not wearing mascara. Do you know what I mean?
think so.
You don't need it.
I don't think
You don't look
need it.
different with mascara though. I don't think. Maybe because
Yeah.
I'm just used to seeing you without mascara.
Yeah, probably.
That
Because
just-
obviously it looks different when you have lashes on, because they're a lot thicker and fuller. Like
Mhm.
they look a lot nicer. But yeah, effort of that as well.
Seen this girl on TikTok and she was talking about when she got her lashes and her brows done, and she was like, she was going through a phase where she was like, our granny used to say to her something, the more makeup and stuff you do to yourself, the more you find yourself ugly without it. And then she's after going through this thing where she has stopped getting her lashes done, she stopped getting her nails done, stopped getting her brows done. Like, it's just like, obviously, like, does her brows and all herself, but like she doesn't wear it now. And she's like, I'm trying to like get used to seeing myself like this and like get to like call myself pretty like this. And I was like, good for you, hon, that will never be me.
Yeah, no, because that's what it is. It's like you see yourself when you get your lashes done, you're like, oh yeah, I look 10 times better or whatever. And then you get your brows done, but then it's like when they're starting to fade out and you need to go get a new set or something, you kind of feel like shit, 'cause you're like, I need this pick me up. Where it's like,
Yeah.
you're pretty with them and pretty without them. Like,
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
just
just
because you
like-
get used to seeing yourself the same
Yeah.
way. But like, not even that, like lashes and brows and they're done, it's just so handy when you're all out of bed.
yeah.
It's like, oh my god, I don't need to worry about it. But like, not that like I used to go out with nothing on either, like not out, I mean like into public to do a shop or something, like I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, but when you have your lashes and brows done, like you literally just brush your brows, brush your
That's what I'm
lashes.
saying.
there you
It
go.
gives you like more of a little confidence boost. Like,
Yeah, and then you
when
just,
you're waking up, you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, there's a brow.
like I actually look human.
Yeah, there's a perfectly arched brow right there.
But sometimes
it's
you
8 a.m.
sometimes you do miss just scrubbing your eye.
See, that's where I've gotten used to not having lashes, because I used to have lashes all the time. Then I stopped getting them done, and I'm
Isn't
like,
it massive though when you can just
yeah,
like the
I
other
love
week
that
when
too
I had
much.
like loads missing here, I was able to like rub with one finger,
Yeah.
just them few lashes, and I was like, oh my god, I haven't
yeah.
been able to do
'Cause you
this in
have
about
to
2
be
years.
So careful.
Yeah.
That I'm like, oh,
Because if you're like eye or and you do that, like if there's something in
Yeah.
your eye or you do that, like
or like trying to wash out makeup and you're going around like
Oh.
with an ear thing, trying to wash around it and all. And
such an effort, like
yeah, no.
yeah, it's such an effort.
Yeah, I've just gotten used to life without them. That I'm like, oh.
And sometimes if I see when you have no and you're doing this, I'm like, it's like I wish I did
Yeah,
that
it's
to my
like, oh,
eyeballs.
when you're tired, you're like, oh,
I was
Papa, just
like, can I please do that to my eyeballs?
Can I just do that one time, please?
Just that
for-
one time.
One time for the one time. But yeah, got that. I don't know where that even went.
That was really random. We're just talking about beauty there, aren't we?
Yeah, beauty. Yeah,
You're beautiful inside and outside. We actually watched. Do you know why? That's actually funny because we watched Miss Congeniality when we were up in
Oh, we
yours.
did, yeah.
So it was like,
It's Mr. United States.
I was gonna sing, it's beauty and it's grace. She's Miss United States.
You're meant to keep singing.
Oh, sorry, I don't know the rest of the song.
No. I don't know it either.
I don't know the rest of your song. But actually, you know what? Since we're actually talking about lashes, my lashes are by Lashes by Care on Instagram. Well, I'll put who it does them down below. She's the best, and she's the best. I've been going to her since the get-go. Well, since she's been here.
Since you've been here.
Well, not since she's been here. In around when I started getting lashes.
Yeah.
Like, I would like, literally, I think I'd probably like, if I had to, I'd probably like sacrifice stuff if I hadn't got money to get me lashes done. Like, a hot meal or get your lashes done. Get me lashes done. Like, if I had to come to it.
Yeah.
I think it's because of how you feel when you have your, well, for me, when I have me lashes done.
No, they definitely do make you feel better.
Like, I'm just looking at your lashes now like an absolute creep.
I know,
But yours have
a
yours have a lovely, like, natural lift.
Thanks, one.
Like, do you
full
know?
of compliments.
But you know what I mean? Like, they just naturally lift, like, almost like if you were to draw an eyeball and, like,
The perfect eye.
like even
And
from the
that's the
side,
cock eye
you
you're
can,
looking at.
would you fucking stop?
I love how you say, would you fucking stop?
Because people obviously can't see it.
But I have a cock eye. Don't look there.
She hasn't got one right now. It's obviously when
'Cause
she
I'm wearing
takes like our contacts and our glasses off.
When I'm not wearing glasses, I'm wearing contact lenses. But I have a cock eye. Or the correct medical
But you
term
know
is
what?
astigmatism.
A lot of people like wouldn't even say like, "Oh, I have a cock eye."
Yeah.
This is where you should put emoji of like a cock-a-doodle-doo going cock-a-doodle-doo. I have a cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yeah. Yeah, because I used to be real insecure about it. Because I was bullied as a kid.
Who bullied you?
Kids in school.
Who?
I'm wearing-
Name shame.
I don't remember their names. They're nobody's. No, yeah. Oh, yeah, because I used to have to go to school wearing a fucking patch. Like a poxy
Aye,
pirate.
Captain.
Literally.
I can't hear you.
Aye, Captain. Oh, has to go to school with a patch on her eye. Amy.
Why does it sound like I frightened myself? What?
No, but yeah. So here's to all the girlies that had to wear patches to school.
To the left, to the left.
Yeah.
What? Actually, does yours go to the left?
No,
No,
it
don't
looks at me
even wind
nose.
me up.
It's me left eye, but it looks at me nose.
No, stop.
Oh, my leg's cramping up.
Stop. You're just giving me too much material here.
Why? I don't care.
No.
It's something that hasn't been said before. Probably.
That's so sad.
Why?
Like, why? Did you have friends in school, though? Like, did you still have friends even though you had a cock eye? No, I mean, not in a bad way. Like, because kids are evil. Like, kids
Were
are...
you in the corner on your own looking?
Because you said you had to wear a patch. Like,
No, yeah.
So hold on, you had friends because you had a cock eye and a patch, right? I remember once before my dad went out and was in charge of buying me and Rachel new shoes. He bought Rachel a pair of fucking fake big brown Timberlands and me a pair of boys runners, and I had to wear them into school for PE, and no one would play with me in the class because I was wearing
Stop.
boys runners. No one would play with me that day.
Kids are evil.
So I wore boys runners one day.
I think I had friends. I don't remember not necessarily having
I think I had friends.
But I used to be a real tomboy.
Was this
as
in
well.
primary school though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't wear mean bleeding patch in secondary school. I stopped wearing it like second class or something.
But did you, when you were wearing it, was it like, did you feel when you were wearing it, or did you just like adjust to it? Where
Eventually your eye adjusts to it, but it's essentially a big plaster like on your eye. Like
Right.
you know when you have like
Oh yeah, there was kids in my school that had them. Like there
Yeah.
wasn't a strap; it was literally just like a
Oh,
skin
yeah.
color plaster. I was thinking you had like a
like a
pirate
what?
patch. You would have won all the Halloween costumes. Just put a pirate on your
I've never actually
pirate
dressed
on
up
your
as a pirate. Mad.
Smack Eye Moody over here.
Literally.
Mad Eye Moody.
Mad eye moody, not smack.
No, I was just saying, like, if you were a
Yeah.
parody, you could be Smack Eye Moody.
But I'm not losing my train of thought. Oh yeah, so when I say I was wearing a patch, it wasn't like string patch on your eyeball. It was just like a big plaster over your eye. You'd have to wear it like all day in school. But like when I say I'd have to wear it like my man that used to have to chase me around the gaff and like sit on me like with their knees pinning down my elbows, because I'd be like, no, I'd literally all be like the Exorcist. And even at that, like they'd literally have me pinned down, and someone else, like sometimes if me dad was doing it, like me nanny'd be holding my head because I'd be still moving my head, they wouldn't be able to put the patch on. Like that's torture. Just don't make me wear a patch.
Well, thank God they did.
Why? I still have the cock eye. It didn't do one.
But like it helps now that you wear glasses and thing, because like some people that can still wear glasses and contacts, like it doesn't help, it doesn't correct it. Like
yeah, I'm actually lucky because when I went to get my contact lenses, she was like, oh, I don't know if it'll actually correct it, and I was like, I fucking want it.
Yeah, like I'm here, I'm paying.
So that's why I was like, I'd put them in, and I was like, I went home, I was like, can you see my cock eye? I was like to everybody, I was like, can you see my cock eye? I was like, look closely, can you see the cock eye? They were like, no. I was like, don't.
You were even asking SpongeBob, can you see my cock eye?
I was like, what do you think, SpongeBob?
If you were to be like a character in SpongeBob, who do you think you'd be?
Probably the pirate with the patch, maybe.
Well, no, like he's in the intro, but I mean the program.
Who do you think I would be?
Patrick.
I knew you were gonna say that. I feel like I gave off SpongeBob vibes, so. Oh, not SpongeBob, sorry, Squidward.
No, yeah, I think you're a. Like
I'm a moody bitch.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
You give me Patrick vibes because you're more laid back. Like you're a bit more chilled. Like Patrick kind of like.
Yeah,
like,
because he's an airhead.
Yeah, but like SpongeBob is like like all the time.
Oh,
like,
and he's always ready. Like ready.
Yeah, he's always ready. Like
yeah, no.
I think I'd just be Gary. I'm the fucking snail. Like I'm as slow as that. Mentally and physically.
Yeah, I feel like.
Or and Squid. I don't know. Maybe
Squidward.
Or I'm Mr. Crab's daughter.
I was just thinking of Pearl. I couldn't think of her name.
Or who would you think I am?
I don't know.
Come on, I was kept telling you who I think. Patrick mixed with people, but like
that's what I was like.
Like if I could like Patrick and then like
but
aspects of the other characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, but not like full Patrick dumb. Like not dumb, just like more chilled. Like he's more go with the flow.
You give off. I'm trying to think of all the characters.
Trying to think of someone that's bad but not too bad.
No, I'm just trying to think. Like instead of doing the same, because we're very similar, that I could be like, oh yeah, you're the same.
Well, you could say the same. Like it's not a fucking. It's not a rule. Your coffee's gonna be cold. Mine's like lukewarm.
I would say. Oh my god, I'm trying to think of the characters. Your Plankton's wife is it Shelby?
I can't remember.
It might be Shelby or Shelly or something. Your Plankton's wife.
That's a far reach.
Why?
Shelby, is it?
I think so.
Shelby.
Plankton's wife.
Sponge.
Because she's full of like random facts.
What?
Like she's very like
she's not even coming up. Is your name's Shelby?
Search Plankton's wife. She's a computer, so she's very like she's smart and she knows like loads of facts.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. You give me that with like
the fucking like the heart monitor.
It's a computer.
But she looks like a heart monitor.
The screen, the drawing is a heart monitor.
I love Plankton. He's a bit bipolar though, isn't he?
Yeah, so maybe you're a mix of both of them. I'm joking. No, I think you're like cool because you'll always come out like random facts or like if I ask about something, you'll always know.
Stupid things about like stupid stuff.
Yeah, but like then you don't like you also.
Oh, that's kind of smart though. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
And then I give what?
But like I'm trying to think of another character where it's like you're also
a bitch.
No, like funny, like because obviously she's kind of serious. I don't know. Maybe like the smallest hint of SpongeBob and his OCD and like all his like getting like, yeah. Did you find out her name? No, it didn't come up her name.
Just Plankton's
wife.
Well, that's all
with a
I
touch of SpongeBob's autism.
I'll take it. I've been called worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll take that. Jesus, that went.
It went a bit out.
I just seen Trent's head like rise off the bed there. I was like,
but yeah, I know we were going to talk about our fears. We can go into that now because one of mine actually relates to me cock eye and me glasses.
Oh, lovely. Lovely. Let's do
so
it.
If you want to go back to the whole cock eye conversation room, we're going to do like some fears we kind of had as kids. Can
we pause for 2 seconds, please?
Yeah, sure.
No, don't pause that. It doesn't matter. Do you want me to put a drop of hot water in that? Mine is like literally cold, so yours was made before mine. Like I can just instant hot water in the Are you sure? Yeah. Alright. Okay.
I don't mind when it goes to cold. It doesn't like. I know it
you.
turns some people to go, but I actually don't mind it. It's still like lukewarmish.
I don't even need to cut that out. That was literally just it.
Yeah, intermission there. But
I
yeah,
am sweating.
I was sweating earlier, but I feel like
I've moved 3 layers on.
The thought of being under the sea with SpongeBob killed me. So.
I'm cool.
I'm cool. I'm collected. But yeah, so we're gonna do some fears that we might have had as like kids or when we were younger or in school. That we had kind of taught when you grow up are going to be a more part of your life that you were, and when you look back now you're like, Jesus, I was afraid of that for like no reason kind of thing. What? That you were afraid of them for like kind of no reason or like whatever like but yeah, so my first one was I was afraid of going blind. Now obviously that can still very much happen, like you never know what's going to happen in life, but with wearing glasses, so I started wearing glasses when I was 1, and I used to go to a hospital, the kids hospital, where is it called? Our Lady's Hospital back home. And I'd go like every couple of months and they'd do like drops in your eyes and you'd have to do an eye test and whatever. And they'd like be like, how often is she wearing a patch? You'd ask my ma, and they'd make you like wear a patch and give no prescriptions, whatever. And this one nurse said to me, how old are you? 7 or like 6, whatever it was, right? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, my birthday's in March. And say this was like September or something. She's like, if you don't wear your patch every day for like 6 hours, when you turn 8, you're going to be blind.
Oh my god, that's a terrible fear to put in a child.
And I was like, what?
Oh my god, you literally just unlocked another fear for me.
Right?
That I remember.
Like, I mean, she said it so stern and so like, do you know when you had a teacher that was really like, even though you were a small kid, they were really like crazy energy, like Miss Trunchbull energy. This nurse was like, she's like, you're gonna go blind. You won't be able to see. You won't be able. So in my head, my like 6. It was either when you turn 8 or when you turn 7. So I was either 6 or 7. I was like, in my head, I thought I was gonna wake up on my next birthday blind, like, and that I wasn't gonna be able to see.
Oh my god!
I thought like one day, like I'm just gonna wake up and not be able to see. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll wear my patch. No, I didn't. Like, I did sometimes, but it was like, it was still a struggle for me ma to get me to wear it. But I never said it to me ma. Like, and I think my ma said to me, she was like, now you heard her, like, you have to wear your patch and stuff. Now, my ma was never like, you're gonna go blind. She was like, you heard her, like, you need to wear it. And I never brought it up to anybody. But inside, like, for the next, like, 6 months, like, I was deadly terrified that I was gonna wake up and like never be able to see again. And like I used to always take off my glasses and try thinking I could strengthen my eye by like watching telly, not wearing my glasses, but like that actually makes your eyes worse when you're not wearing your glasses. So I used to do things like that, and used to think I could do like little eye exercises of like walking around my house with no glasses on, and just random shit like that. But like I still hated wearing the patch. But yeah, I'm not blind, I'm fine. And when I woke up on my birthday and I could still see, I was like, oh my god. And it was only when I was older and I realised she just told me that to scare me. That was actually never a possibility, because I just never told anybody.
Yeah.
In case my mom was like, no, like that can still happen. Or
it was like an internal fear. Like,
yeah, that like, and it was only when I was older, like probably only a few years ago when I thought about it, like I remembered that I was like, she actually just told me that to scare me. Like, do you know when you tell a little kid something like, oh, Santi won't visit you, or the tooth fairy's not gonna come, or whatever it is. It's like, that was just one of them things that she's just told the child to scare them into doing something.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
But I was terrified. So be careful what you tell your kids to scare them, because you really will fucking scare them.
Yeah, or scare them for life.
Literally, yeah.
Sometimes so you have to kind of scare kids as well a little bit for them to do stuff, but that's a bit.
Yeah, like genuinely, I thought I was gonna wake up and never be able to again.
I'm glad you can see.
Yeah, so am I. Cheers to that. Cheers.
There's nothing in mine.
Cheers. Yeah, what was the one that I just unlocked for you there before you forget?
So I used to be like a big milk drinker when I was a kid, like I was literally like a milk fucking buddy. Like, I'm not even joking. Like milk, like all the time. This is how I'm so big boned. I know that for a fact. I've never had a filling in my life. It's because I drank so much milk as a kid. I know this. And I used to like drink milk out of the carton. Like, disgusting. So I used to take a drink of milk out of the carton. I remember one evening I was taking a drink out of the carton. My dad was giving out to me like, stop fucking doing that. And my next door neighbour came in. I think she was minding us, and then she was like, oh Joe, did you hear about that young boy that recently died in the news because he was drinking out of the milk carton? Like, wasn't saying it directly to me. And I'll never forget. I literally just like, I dropped the milk carton. I was like, sorry, what? And then I was literally just put the milk back, and I ran upstairs and I was sobbing. I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. That always stuck with me, and I never drank out of a milk carton. Like, you know, like the milk cartons at home, the way they're like plastic.
Yeah.
Never drank out of a milk carton after that. That one sentence, my man that had been
Never,
trying to
never.
get me to stop drinking out of a milk carton.
That's mad. That's so funny.
And I
though.
must have been about 6. I want to say about 6 or yeah, it would be 6, 5 or 6. I want to say 6
Yeah.
because I was young, but young enough I shouldn't be drinking out of milk. Like, that's disgusting. Like, ew. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like
Yeah.
families like drink out Coke bottles, like
Yeah.
stuff like that. I was drinking out a milk carton. It was a healthy option. Like, really, they shouldn't be complaining.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, that's
ever
so
since that,
funny.
like, I was
Yeah.
terrified for like about good 3-4 years. I'd never drink out of a
Never
milk
drink
carton.
out of milk carton again. That's good.
Never asked a question like, oh, well, why did he die from drinking out of a milk carton? Like, I wasn't interested after that. I was too scared.
Yeah.
Like never even told me dad that still stuck with me. Like,
That's so
I just
funny.
like what you did. I internally
internally yeah.
like was terrified.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. And then I was even afraid of like when we used to go to McDonald's as kids, I wouldn't get a fizzy. I'd ask for milk.
Stop.
Milk. And they used to give you the small milk cartons.
Yeah.
And then I started
My cousin Kate was like that. She loved milk.
milk. Oh my god. And I used
She'd
to
drink
lie
milk
on the
with, like, our
sofa
dinner.
with me bottle, right? And I'd finish me bottle. I'd just reach my arm out and I'd shake the bottle like this. Like shake it like that. So my man'd see me around the corner in the kitchen. In other words, fill up me bottle, bitch. Like, didn't say anything. Like,
No,
just,
that's so funny.
just please, thank you. I used to just say it at the same time because I was
Please, thank
watching
you.
something
Your gas.
like fucking King Louis lying on
Yeah.
the sofa, just finish that bottle, just shakes it around the corner, just empty refill place. She must have been watering the milk down because there's no way, the way I went through
Yeah.
milk, there's no way a human
Jesus
child could do
Christ.
that. But never had a filling.
Never had a film.
So
Never been to the dentist. You can't have a film then. I'm joking.
never needed to. When I was a kid, I
Yeah.
actually need to go to the dentist badly.
Oh, same.
My wisdom tooth's coming through and it's absolutely killing me.
Well, yeah.
But
Another one I'm at the remembering there is, do you know when someone dies when you were a kid? Like when my nanny died and they tell you until like, oh, they go to heaven and they're looking down on you. I really thought my nanny was looking down on me. But I also, to be like when people said that, I took it literally. So I was like, in my head, I'm wrapping myself with anxiety, being like, how can she look at me and me dad and me auntie and me cousin all at the same time? Like, is it really me nanny here? Or is it, I was going through all these different things of like who's looking at me, and then it's like, if I do something bad, like my nanny's gonna see me.
oh yeah, and I used to think that when I was in the bath as well.
Yeah.
Like, can they see me in the bath?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm on the tight now. Is my nanny looking? Or like, is she gone away? And then I'm like, why is she looking after us? I was like, why is she not in America? Like, why isn't she not going to Disneyland or something? And I, like in my head, I was thinking all these things. I was like, when they say they were looking down, I'm like, she watching me now. Like when
So
I'm
would you
drawing
be
on the
afraid of that then? Like,
wall. Yeah, I was afraid of it for ages.
that's so funny.
Yeah. Like in school and all, I used to just be like,
But that's how you try to make sense of it when people say it to you when you're a
because
kid.
you
Like,
take it literally that like.
because I remember when we were going on a plane, my first time, I think it was to Disneyland Paris, and I was only 5, not even 5, I was only 4, nearly 5. And I remember, I think it was my first time you remember being on a plane. I remember going, looking out the window, you can see, you can see like the clouds, and I was like, where's Holy God? I kept saying, where's Holy God and Yaya? Like, where's Holy God and Yaya?
Yeah.
My mom was like, oh, they're around somewhere. Like, what do you say to a kid? Like,
Yeah.
I kept saying, like, is Holy God up here?
Yeah, because that's what you think. Because it's like when you're learning it in school, and they tell you in like basic terms of like, oh yeah, they're up there, and everyone just points to the sky. So you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Then I was going to school going, I seen Holy God. I seen Holy God when I was up in the airplane.
Oh, that's so funny. But I'm trying to think of another one I had. Oh, do you ever have the little insects out your back garden that were called like earwigs or something?
Me fish ate one before and died.
What the fuck? How did your fish eat one?
So my fish tank was near like the kitchen window, and I think an earwig got in and went into the tank, and the fish bit the earwig in half, and the fish actually died because the half of the earwig was floating in the fish tank. So I always kind of had a fear of earwigs since that, and they were horrible looking things. They're like little mini beetle looking things.
I was terrified of them as a kid. There used to be some out in my dad's back garden, and occasionally they'd get on the washing, so you'd always have to shake it off the line. But I remember, I think it was my dad who told me, he was like, oh yeah, they're called earwigs, and I was like, why? was like, well, if they get in your ears, you'll go blind. So I know what's wrong with people in my life telling me I'm going to lose my sight and vision. So I used to be terrified. Like he'd be like, oh, help your nanny with the washing. I'm like, no. I'm like, I can't go out there. I can't help her with them. I'm like, what if there's earwigs on them? And he's like, just shake off. And I'm like, what if they get in my ears? And he's stuck in there and I go deaf. Like for years I was terrified of that.
I wonder why people call them earwigs.
Yeah, I don't know. They're disgusting.
Maybe they like to burrow in dark places or something.
I don't know, but I was terrified of it.
I don't like them. They're disgusting. I haven't seen one in years. So.
No, me
like extinct now or something.
Yeah, it just, when I was thinking about this when we were talking about it first, I was like, I know that's one I had that I used to. Oh, I was like.
Do you remember when we used to get like swarms of the flying ants?
Oh my god, yeah.
Like randomly,
yeah.
It'd be like there for one day and that everywhere.
Oh.
They were disgusting.
Yeah.
What is with them?
Yeah, I think that's why I have a weird fear of like loads of insects.
Yeah, I don't like insects.
Like I don't mind. Not that I don't mind. Obviously, I'd rather not see them. But like if there's one running somewhere or whatever it is,
yeah,
like,
just
or,
like
like
don't
one
come near
spider,
me.
but it's like a swarm of stuff, like loads of. I always used to have like crazy little nightmares and stuff about like loads of insects.
Well, I don't like bees or wasps. Like
yeah.
you all know that I hate bees and wasps. Like
so I hate
fear
like, a gang of them
unlocked.
or a
Like
packet or whatever it is.
I know it could be one little busy bee like 5 meters
there.
away from me. Because everyone used to, if you don't bother the bee, it won't bother you. Fucking myth.
Yeah,
it's a myth.
Because if you're wearing perfume or even sunscreen or deodorant,
I was a kid and the fucking thing landed on my arm and I watched it sting me.
Oh, you've actually been stung by a bee?
I've been stung in the bend of my arm here. I never seen me ma rip a bottom of a pen off so quick in our life because you rip the bottom of the pen off and you put it on you. Because the stinger was still in me. Like his arse was still in me arm, like the stinger. So she had to rip the bottom of a pen off and like put it because she didn't know if I'd be allergic or not.
Yeah.
Because I started passing out.
Yeah.
I literally went for like a 2-hour nap after I got stung.
Oh my god. Jesus.
I was wrecked.
Yeah, because I've never been stung and I never used to really be afraid of bees or wasps or anything. Like they never really bothered me, just like swatted me away. But then it was actually only like 2 years ago. I was on my balcony over here and there was one that was floating around. It kept landing on like the balcony kind of railings and like it wasn't bothering me, and then I just had a thought and I was like I've never been stung by a bee. What if I'm allergic and he stings me now and I'm stuck on this balcony and I'll die because no one can get me and no one knows I'm here? And like I just had that irrational fear and now I'm definitely more cautious of bees because I've never been stung, so I don't know.
Yeah, well imagine if it was like but Thomas J or My Girl and it's a wasp.
That's what. Yeah.
And loads of them start coming at you.
Yeah. That's what I'm like. Oh,
see, at least if a bee stings you, it dies. It's like haha. Like you're
nothing happens
like
to us.
that's your own fault. Like you have to sting of me, right? But now you're dead.
Yeah.
But for a wasp can keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like them. I don't like how they hover and they like kind of come at you and it's kind of like they're looking at you.
Yeah.
Like don't like that. No, I just don't like I don't mind like a blue bottle or something because that just flies around.
Yeah.
I don't like how they hover and they come down to like almost like they're trying to figure out where to land and they're kind of hovering. No. It's like they're like trying to peck you or something.
Yeah, no, I hate that.
Don't like that. That's my fear. Hate bees, hate wasps, hate any ant that can sting me, poke me.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. But let me think. There was another one I wrote down my little list. I'm like remembering
her diary.
Oh, not very right. I have this weird fear of like even to this day that there's something in my toilet.
That is so funny you say that. No, that is hilarious.
Like every time I go to the toilet, like I lift up the lid and I look. And then
do you think when you're sitting on the toilet sometimes like something's gonna come
like
up?
a snake or a rat or a mouse or
a rat came up my granddad's toilet when he was on it, and that's in Dublin. And he was in the dark and he didn't know what it was and he was like, what the fuck is that? And he eventually turned on the light and the rat was actually on the bottom of the top of the cistern and he was baying around with a slipper or something. He bet it to death with a slipper, but it came up the toilet when he was on it. Like I'm assuming he was on it. But ever since that story, like fear unlocked.
Yeah, terrified. Absolutely terrified. Still to this day.
Like Australians get like snakes up their
That's what. Yeah, like I heard that when I was younger and I was like, oh my god, imagine a snake in your toilet. And sometimes I think about when I'm on the toilet and I always check my toilet, but like I'm also afraid of like a mouse or a rat or
like I could deal with a mouse.
No, I don't want that coming up my toilet.
But I don't want that. But if I was to pick between a mouse, a rat, and a snake.
But I mean, like when I'm sitting on it, I don't have this thought when I'm just chilling in my sitting room.
No,
it's when I'm going to the toilet, I'm like,
yeah, because like back door, like.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Like they're gonna sniff and go for what stinks.
No, I need to stop talking about it because it freaks me fucking out. It actually freaks me out because I'm such a visual person and I'm literally just watching it like it's an episode of The Simpsons in me fucking head. No, it freaks me out. I don't know why.
Be a bit graphic for The Simpsons.
Oh my god, no, freaks me out.
But yeah, no, that is a fear of ant coming up the toilet.
What was you had another one that you said you think you'd told me about.
I used to have a fear of circuses.
Oh, really?
I'd always go, but when the clowns used to, like, you know, pull people from the audience, no, nervous breakdown. Like,
Really?
nervous breakdown. Like, don't pull me up. I don't want to be. I don't like anything in costume. Any characters, they can speak, they can't. I don't like it. Don't like them. Even in Disney, don't like them.
Yeah.
Like, the last time I went to Orlando, like, I've been to Disneyland, Paris 5-6 times. I went to Orlando. That was the latest one I went, and that was the only time I got in photos, and I was rattling. Like, rattling.
That's mad.
I don't like people in costumes. Don't like people at me, like,
Yeah.
in character. Don't like it. I'm awkward. It makes me panic. I don't know what it is.
And a few people do have that fear though.
Yeah, but
Wait,
I like
one-on-one
want to
had
get over this fear, because, like, I don't want my kids having this fear.
Yeah. I've never.
But
actually
Aaron's
been afraid of
grand, so I
Aaron
think
that.
like if the two of us had the same fear, it'd be very
you'd
different.
project it kind
Like,
of.
I only
onto
done
him.
it because Aaron, obviously, we're on this holiday, like,
yeah, you
like
kind of have to.
grow up, Nave, like. But I'm a bit better with people, like, in Disney that, like, you know, when they're in the big costumes and they can't talk.
Yeah.
If Aaron tried to get me to meet Pocahontas, no. If
do
you
you
can
mean?
talk as a human, I won't go to you.
But aren't they just wearing the outfit like that?
They're wearing the outfit, but they're in character.
Wait, so you're afraid of that?
I'm afraid of both, but yeah, I'm kind of better with people when they have, like, the big costumes and the heads on and they can't talk. I'm a bit better with that. If you are a human and you're in the costume, I can't.
Do you think this has got to do with you being, like, afraid of celebrities?
I'm terrified of celebrities.
But I'm saying do you think that's what it is, because they're a human and they're like, that's Pocahontas, that's Cinderella, Ariel, like, and they're like a real person? Do you think that's the same as, like, if you saw playing Kelsey Ballerini or Adele?
It probably is. It's probably linked. Like,
I thought you would have been more afraid of the actual big costumes, like the big
well, I
heads.
used to be. I never knew I'd internally, like, be afraid of, like, the human ones.
Yeah, because
But I think when I was put in the
bizarre.
situation in Disney, I was only doing the costume ones for Aaron, like, because it was so quick. Like, you went up, you
Yeah.
got the photo, you fucked off, like. But then, as more I seen people, like, meeting Gaston and Belle, and they're getting into conversations with them and, like, having banter. Oh my God, Amy, I got out of queues and everything. So no, I can't.
Oh my God.
No, I was freaking
But
the
do you
fuck out,
think-
like.
Were you actually afraid of them, or more just anxious on, like, what the fuck do I talk about? Because I'm at the age where I
Both.
know you're not really Belle, but
Both.
you have to sit there and pretend like, oh, I'm Belle.
I think it was just both.
Yeah.
Even if they were just like, oh, hi, yeah, we'll get a photo. I was like, oh my God, no, I can't. Like, I'm sorry, I can't.
That's mad.
Isn't that mad?
Yeah, because I know I'd be
Like,
like,
if a celebrity walked up to me, I would run. Like, I can't. I don't do celebrities.
That's
I am
mad.
like, no. Not some people are like, oh my God, like, I have to run over and get an autograph.
yeah. See, I wouldn't. I'm like, as much
Socially,
as I
like that, like,
yeah,
well, unless you paid for, like, a meet and greet.
yeah,
But I'd never.
No.
Like, you want to see me when we went to see Bear Kreischer, the comedian over here.
yeah.
And Aaron won in the raffle. I don't know if I've ever said on this, like, you had to buy raffle tickets. You were at the comedian show. You was only here like 2 weeks. We love him, like, great comedian. And you bought raffle tickets, and if your number was pulled, you got to meet him at the end of the show. And Aaron bought raffle tickets, and he bought, like, one strip, and he was like, fuck, I'm gonna buy another. I was like, no, one is enough.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even want to meet him. Like, I don't want to do it. Like, no, anxiety. Like, no. And he was like, it'd be grand. So we're sitting there in the show, and I think it was like halfway through the show, and he was like, oh, like, I pulled the numbers earlier on in the show. If you want to go onto my Instagram, like, I've posted the raffle numbers. Aaron hasn't got Instagram, so I went on and checked. Ours was like the last number he pulled. The last number. And Aaron was like, oh my God, can't wait. And all. I was sweating during the whole show. I know I was having internal, like, fucking anxiety attack. I was like, no, I can't. And because, like, you could bring whoever's raffle ticket you brought, like, your plus one. So at the very end, I came straight from work at the time. I think it was in my temp job at the time. So I had a blazer and on a jumper. I was like, no, I'm going to pass out. I was like, I can't. So everyone's queuing at the side, and obviously he comes out. And we're like halfway through the queue, and Aaron was like, I was like, Aaron, I need to get out of this queue. Like, I can't. No, I need to get out of this queue. Like, I was bubbling sweat. I was like, no. He was like, you'd be grand. Like, stop. Like, he's just a person. Like, he'd be grand. Like, we got up there. I couldn't even get a word out. I couldn't even say hello. He was the nicest, absolutely nicest fella ever. Like, so nice. Like, he actually stopped Aaron and was like, oh my God, like, where were you from? Because he knew the accent wasn't Canadian. And Aaron was like, oh, like, yeah, we just moved here. And he's like, oh my God. He was like, I'm doing a gig in Ireland. And I'm just like, like, I couldn't, like, I literally was like something out like a cartoon. Like, my jaw must have looked like it was so here. Funny. And I was trying to get my jacket on, it wouldn't zip up and all. And I was like, oh my God, like, sweating. Got the photo and I bounced. I was like, get me out of here. I was like, never again. You're never buying a raffle ticket again. He was like, that was great. Yeah, it was great. We got a photo. But, like, was it worth the anxiety and all before it? Yeah. Probably not.
That's so funny.
I'd love you, Bear Kreischer and all, but it's not you, it's me.
It's not you, it's me.
Like, no, I'm even sweating telling the story.
Oh,
yeah, don't
so
like
funny. It's like, I'm not the type of person that would go up and, like, ask for, like, a photo or an autograph or, like, chase them down the street. Like, I'm not like that at all. But I'd be like, oh my God, that's them. And I'm like,
I think that's a real Irish thing, though. We're just real like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so as well. Because I remember I was on a trip with college. We went up to Belfast to, like, the Christmas markets and the displays and stuff like that. And a few of us out of the class had went for, like, something to eat and just like a little restaurant. So we were on, like, this big table in the middle of it, because it was probably like 10 of us. And then across from us was your man out of Game of Thrones. I can't think of his name in real life, but he plays your man Jorgen Mormon. You know, like Khaleesi's right hand man that got the grayscale.
Oh my God!
He was in it because they were filming like the last season there, and like we're like, oh my God, that's him. And one of the girls like that I would have been friends with, she was like a big fan. She's like, I want to ask for a picture, and I was like, no, don't. I was like, he's literally like, he's not sitting down.
Yeah, see, when people are eating, like, I'm like, oh.
Like I definitely wouldn't have, but she was like, no, I have to. So she went off and he was like, oh, not right now. And she was like, oh, okay. And then like I remember she was kind of like, oh, like I can't believe he said no. I was like, he's sitting down having something. I was like, what do you mean he can't? Like he wasn't eating at the moment.
Yeah.
He had his like his
and
book.
then you have to remember, like, if one person sees him going up, everyone's going to start going up.
100%. Because I was like, if he says yes, I was like, we all kind of want to pick, we all like watch Game of Thrones. But he had said no, but we were still there when he was leaving, because he wasn't eating at the moment. He had actually just sat down and like he had a book or something, but then he came over to her, like where we were sitting. He was like, oh, if you want a picture, I'll do it, like I'll do it now. So we did. Like he was lovely.
That's so nice.
He was just like, oh, not right now, because I've just sat down. And then like obviously everyone in the restaurant
like let him have his minute.
Yeah,
like,
so he was like
but then again, if she didn't go up while he was sitting there,
she would have never got it.
Like, so
that's then he was like, oh, if you want a picture, so then we all stood up and got like a group photo. But then like as you said, like the same thing happened, because he got in a photo. Was as he was walking out, there was another table. They were like, oh my God, like, can we get a photo? So we did get like then a photo with one or two other people.
My God, that's mad.
Yeah, but like I would have never asked him. I was like, oh yeah, she can ask him if she wants, but I was like, no, don't ask him now. Like,
no, I wouldn't. I
definitely wouldn't go up to someone during. I feel like I watch, not that I sit there and watch loads of celebrity interviews, but it's the one thing they always say, and it's like I feel like you just have to respect boundaries. Even
it was
if
like
celebrities.
It was like when I was at that diner, White Lily Diner, and your man, what's his name? Jay.
I can't think of his
I
name.
Can never say his last name.
No.
Like Jay Baruchel, is it?
Yeah, the Canadian comedian.
He was there, and Aaron was like, Aaron can't spot anyone. Like, he's the worst person. Like, even recognizing people in movies, right? He was like, that's Jay Baruchel off like Laugh Out Loud or Last One Laughing or something like that. That we loved. Like, you watched it,
because we'd only finished.
We'd only watched
like, a week before.
and I was turning around because I was in the booth, and I was like, I bet you, and it's not like this is our or it's saying it looks like something. I turned around, I was like, oh my fucking God, it actually is. But when I turned around, he was looking right at me, because it wasn't like the boot behind us, like the boot after.
Yeah.
But there was no one in the boot behind us, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God. So I was like, Aaron, I'm not going to ask him for a photo.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is you need to pretend to be taking a photo with me, but he's facing me.
Yeah.
So he's going to look like he's in the photo. If I can get the photo like off my phone and put it up, he's looking at the camera. He knows what we were doing.
Yeah.
Like, he knew what we were.
He just sent it to me, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I was like, he's in this place I'm in right now.
Yeah. I was like, thanks for the invite.
I was like, oh my God. You were working. I think I was on vacation. I was on vacation days. Like, it was like the beginning of last summer, yeah.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Because I remember it, like, it was such a hot day.
Oh yeah.
It was when I got that Dalgana coffee, remember? And you were like, where did you get that? And I got it down.
Oh yeah, it was the same day. Yeah.
Yeah. You were working, I think, because you were like, oh.
No, I think you just didn't invite me. I feel like it was a weekday.
No, it was a weekday, because it was like empty when we went down. That's why we went, because like it's usually like all them diners to be mad busy on the weekends. But yeah, I was like, oh my God, like oh my God, I didn't even tell you.
Wait, what?
Oh my God, let's just jump. I have to just jump because we're talking about like celebrities. Like, I don't know this fella, actually. Let me see, do I know? I'll try get him up for you. So I went to what's that place? Oh God, what's that place we went to and we loved the cookies over?
Oh. Oh, Cafe Le Gourmand.
Le Gourmand.
And I got the matcha.
Yeah, remember the one night we were sitting in there and it's kind of like you go up and around as like a deli.
And the Irish girl was walking in and gave me like a
Yeah, she gave me a free cookie because I was talking to her. I told her how pretty she was, so she gave me a free cookie, you know. We went there yesterday, me and Aaron.
I was only thinking about that place the other day, actually.
We'll have to go again.
Yeah.
We'll have to go
So
again.
it was really nice.
That was Aaron's first time there.
Oh.
So I was like, we were just literally down that way.
I think it's French or something. Like,
It's
yeah.
lovely. It's really
All
nice.
their pastries are nice.
I actually got a mug.
A mug.
It's such a big deal now when you get a mug in a coffee shop.
Yeah.
I actually got a mug. I got a large. Amy, a fucking bucket.
A bucket.
I was like, this is friends.
We'll have to
This
go
is
there.
friends vibes. Like,
Yeah.
it was lovely. It was really nice. We got Aaron got the brownie and I got the cookie. But I kind of just let him eat half my cookie because my mate was killing me. But he texted me because I said I'll run up and get it just because when we walked in there was a table right there.
Yeah,
and I was like, grab that. So he grabbed that and I went up and he texts me and he goes, what did he say to me? He said like the fella behind here, this fella, right?
I don't know who that is.
No, I don't. But
Oh.
right, his
Is it
name is
TikTok?
Mukbang Maxwell.
Oh, okay.
And he goes, the fella behind you, I only watched his TikTok this morning. He was doing a food review. So I'm there like trying, so I'm
Yeah.
standing over so I can see the side of him. And he had like, he was dressed very colourfully. Like I remember, I think he had a beanie and then like boots and grey bottoms. And like he had like a fleece, but it was kind of like designed. So it was like, you could notice him. And I was like, oh my God, I was like, should I hang Aaron and be like, oh yeah, my fella around here loves your videos? Aaron would have
been so funny.
Aaron would have killed
No,
me.
that would have been so
And
funny.
then Aaron was like, yeah, I had to go onto his video and all to make sure it was him. And he was like, yeah, he does like ASMR and like food reviews and stuff like that. And I was like, stop. It goes, why are you telling me now? I'm sweating and I don't even know. I was literally standing there waiting for me coffees and I was literally like, my back was stuck like, and I was like, no, stop. He was like, yeah, but he doesn't know you know him. And I was like, yeah, but did you ever get like, sometimes people are like looking around when they think you might know
Yeah,
them?
they always
But-
say they can sense it and can tell.
But I was just
kind
like,
of.
no, like I'm getting me coffees. Like. But he was getting, obviously, I think he got his to go. But his came out before mine because he forgot my order. She was like, what are you waiting on? I was like,
Oh,
I like literally ordered before half of these people here.
yeah. I hate when that.
And then she's like, filling up the beans like as slow as possible, brand new bag. And I'm like, oh my God.
Today, so.
Because like they'd give me coffee and me cookie and me brownie, which were heated like. So I had to run down and drop them, but I actually had to go up one by one for the coffees because the coffees were that big. I couldn't carry the 2 coffees like. Baron was like, yeah, that's your man. And then when he sent me the photo and I kind of seen a side profile of him, I was like, oh my God, it is. I was like, oh my God, it is.
Oh my God.
But yeah,
Celebs
Mukbang
walking around,
Maxwell I seen yesterday. I wonder did he actually do a review of the...
Oh yeah.
No, do you know what? He actually got something to eat.
Like a sandwich or something. Like
Yeah, because it was in a bag. Because then I remember when he was walking out, because I looked around at Aaron to see, like, was Aaron able to come up and grab one of the coffees, like. But when I looked around, he was walking out, but he was looking at, like, tables to see was there empty tables. And Aaron was looking down at his phone, so Aaron didn't even know. And I was like, please tell me Aaron's not looking at one of his videos. And he's walking past Aaron. And if he looks down at the phone, he's going to be like...
That would have been so funny.
Aaron would have died. I wonder, actually, let me look him up.
Bang.
Mukbang Maxwell.
What are we actually doing?
Aw, it doesn't look like he done a review of.
Well, we
thing,
can
but
tell
he
you
kind
it's
of
really
does
good.
like, which is kind of actually good because he obviously does food reviews or Toronto places, which I'd never heard of him. Aaron just told me about him,
Yeah.
but I will have to look at his videos. Some of the food he's eating looks absolutely gorgeous.
Well, yeah, I think this has been a long episode.
Yay for me for adding it! Yay!
We'll wrap this up.
Well, yeah, we didn't even get to all our first.
No, do you have any more?
I probably do.
I think I said all mine except for being buried alive, but that's sorry for another day.
Being buried alive is just a general fear
Yeah.
everyone kind of has.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought when I was a kid.
Are you going to be buried or are you going to be cremated?
Cremate because I don't want to be buried alive.
Well, you're not afraid that if you're still alive and
That's
want you
also
alive?
my fears. That's why I'm afraid of dying. I'm not necessarily afraid of actual death. I'm afraid of dying, but not really dying, and people think I'm dead, and they bury me or cremate me, and I wake up and I'm like,
So you're not afraid of like dying? Like lights out?
I've
done?
gotten over the fear of dying, but it's being buried alive and not like that aspect of what makes me still afraid. I hate the thought of getting old as well.
Like, well, no,
I'm
it's like a
afraid-
privilege to go out though,
Yeah, but I'm afraid of that.
because you know the end is coming.
Yeah, But then also, if you spend a good 50 years of your life and like
But I
at
think-
not full capacity.
I think some people, when you get older though, some people are just like, oh, this is an effort, just fucking, I'm just
that's what
done
I'm
now.
saying.
So I wonder, is it just because we're young, we're like, oh my god, I haven't done everything I want to do, like that, getting old is just. But I think when you get to a certain age and you're older, you're just like, yeah, I'm fucking ready now, like it's too much effort to put me fucking socks on.
That's
in the
what I'm
morning.
more now, like the thought of like, you know, like say getting like dementia and Alzheimer's and
Yeah.
not being able to do.
But you
things
won't
the
remember
more
you
time.
have it, so.
Yeah, but that's horrible.
Well, no, I think it's more horrible for the people around you as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think it's horrible for the person as well.
Just
Obviously,
like,
they're constantly in a state of confusion.
Just like knock me out or something. Just make sure I'm dead before you bury me.
I think my fear most is leaving people.
Yeah.
Like leaving people behind.
Yeah, but I'm more afraid of being left behind, so I'd rather die before everybody else. So if you're the last one standing, that's
but
even
like,
worse.
put it this way, it'd be like not always think. I think like, say, hopefully, touch wood, me and Aaron are together when we're old and grey, and I think like, my God, like, would I rather him go through the pain of my grief,
Yeah.
or would I rather go through the pain of losing him? Like, so it's like a double-edged sword. Like, do you know what I mean?
No, it
because like,
it is.
imagine being with someone that long, like since
Yeah.
we're 15. Well, I'm 15,
Yeah.
like. And then
No,
say
I know,
we're in
I know.
our 80s and then like I'm like, right, well, like where's my crutch gone? Do you know what I mean? Or like and vice versa with him. You know what I mean? You have you as our daily routines and then you're just gone. Like, so
It's
would
so
you
sad.
rather feel the grief of someone, or would you rather like imagine like if there is enough, like watching them go through it?
Yeah.
I think
No.
I've experienced more grief than Aaron. Like I've there's been more deaths in my family
Yeah.
that I think I just suppressed it.
Yeah, but I think it's easier, not easier, but it's different when it's your lifelong partner to like maybe a nanny. Because I'm the same, like I've lost like my grandparents where now when you look back on it, I've lived longer without my nanny than I did with her. She died, like when you think of it like that. I mean, I was 8 when my nanny passed, where now I'm like going 25. I've like lived more of my life without her than with her.
That's mad.
When you think of that.
That's so weird that we're actually talking about that right now, because my granddad's anniversary is tomorrow.
No way.
He's 7 years dead tomorrow. So actually I was 20 when my granddad died, just before me 21st.
Yeah.
Like the year of me 21st, and I remember I was like, I'm not doing that, and then I was like, you know what, fuck this, like.
Yeah.
And we actually had a cake like with a picture of me and him when I was in a Snow White dress. And I was going to the Girl Guides that morning. I actually remember that photo being taken. I was only like 6 or 7. Yeah. But yeah, that's mad, like. Well, I think like men obviously like deal with death differently as well. Like, well, everyone deals with that. Not even men, but like
Everyone deals with it differently.
But that is so. I don't even know how we got on to talking about that.
Because I said I was afraid of like being buried alive.
Yeah. I don't know, because dying and like being left behind or leaving people, like imagine you had kids and grandkids, you never want to leave them.
Yeah, of course.
You always like, you start thinking like the stuff you're missing out on, and but there's so many young people dying now, like so many young people, like especially back home. I've heard of like a lot of like young people just like dying, and it's so fucking sad. Like even on TikTok, you're scrolling, like there's a woman I'm following on TikTok, and she has a young son and a husband, and I think she's like I think it's like terminal cervical cancer. And she's just like, they're just like documenting what she has left, like, and she's young. Like she's really young. Like
it makes you really, really think about the saying your health, your wealth.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
as much as people throw around, like realistically, life's not long, and sometimes it can be shorter than what you think. When you say life's not long, and you realize, oh yeah, 60 years isn't that long, but it's like some people's lives are so much shorter, and you just never know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So it's like,
that's why I was
not to
saying
worry
to you,
about
like
the little
it's
things.
almost like it's a privilege to get old.
100%.
But people
As much as we
at
complain
our
about-
age, people don't think that.
That's what I'm trying to get out of the mentality of being like, oh, I'm getting so old because I'm turning 25 in like a month.
And I think I have to change my mindset. Like
You
I don't
do as well. You're even worse than me. I like make a joke, I'm like, oh, I'm getting so old, 25, and he's like, oh, I'm going this age.
like with
And they're like,
birthdays.
don't ring me
But
and
as
all.
I've gotten older, birthdays, I'm like, no, like my next milestone's 30.
Yeah.
Like in 2025, I'm 30. Aaron told me that the other day, and I was like, sorry, what? I was like, anything I had on like a checklist when I was younger that I'd have done by 30, I haven't done everything. And some of the things are big things that I won't have done by I'm 30. And I have to come to kind of terms with I'm not gonna have it done by I'm 30. But every birthday, like I think since you become like a certain age, it's like, oh, like for me turning 28 this year is just, it's like I'm getting handed a death sentence. Like mentally that's how I feel, but I know it's not. People are like, oh my god, she's so melodramatic, but I know, like, I literally was saying to me, I'm not getting out of bed that day. I'm gonna lock the bedroom door, I'm gonna barricade the bedroom door. He's not coming in, no one's coming out. I want to be left alone to cry in my fucking bed alone. Not gonna happen. But that's like, I just want to forget the day. Like, I'm not 28, but I am gonna be 28, hopefully. Touch wood. But yeah, but you know what I mean?
I think because I was like that as well. Like, even with going 25, like, I'm making a big deal on that. Like, oh, I moved here when I was 21. I'm now 25 and I haven't done this and that. We're all the same. Even like people who are turning 30 this year or 35. I think everybody has that, because when you're growing up, you've like so many things you want to achieve, and you're kind of told you achieve them in this very small window of life. Like, when you think from 18 to 28, that's only 10 years of your life. If you live a good long life to even 60, right, like even to 60, that's such a small fraction of your life that you try to cram everything into, whether it's starting a family, traveling the world, going to college, getting a job, like climbing corporate ladder, grinding, hustling, whatever it is. Everything's like shoved into that little window span, and people think, oh well, I can't like go travel the world now because I'm like 30. It's like, who the fuck says you can't go travel the world? You're probably better off financially going then.
And it's like people put like these things in place as well. Like, it's like, when you have kids, you can't do this anymore. When you go there, you can. Of course you can. Like, when you like have a kid, your life doesn't end. No. Your life doesn't end. Like, your life goes on. Or if you get married, like, whatever works out, doesn't work, your life goes on.
It's different, but it's not over.
Exactly.
Like, it's just different. And I think it's just because like the stereotype of getting married, having kids is like, oh yeah, one goes to work or both go to work, you come home and you do these things, and then you have sports activities at the weekends, and you maybe have a summer holiday, and it's like, you can go out of the norm and what stereotypically is the normal, like 30 years of age, having kids, staying at home and not like doing that. And I mean, you can make your own world. Like, people will probably judge you, but you just have to do whatever makes you happy. If that's traveling the world with your newborn in the backpack,
people do it all the time.
So many people do it. So many.
It's because it's not like the typical what everyone else does.
It's not perceived as the norm, but like, what the fuck is normal?
There's no such thing as normal anymore. Do you know what I mean? There really isn't. No. Because I don't know. I think that's just what they put in place. Like, if you do, because what I think about more recently is like, oh my god, like, if I don't have kids, say in the next like year, 2 years, 3 years, like, how old are my mum and dad gonna be, or how long will they be around in my kid's life? Well, so if I have it like in 2 or 3 years, like, I'm calculating, like, maybe they'll get 10 years, 15 years. Like, like, it's a horrible thought to have. 100%. Like, but that's the thought, like, you kind of have to have with yourself. Like, not that like that's the reason why you have to have a kid at a certain time, but that does play a factor when you're planning or you're thinking or you want like 5-year plan, 10-year plan. Like, that I always think about that as well. Like, since being here, I think about like, how long have I got left to it? Like, me mom, me dad. Oh my god, I thought you meant in life. I was like,
no, because it's like when you because I think it was because I think I brought this up on a podcast before, or I even said to you, I saw a TikTok of this.
I do like two men.
Like, and they were breaking down like, oh, how often do you see your parents? And he was like, maybe twice a year or something. And he was like, oh well, how many years do you think they have left? Like, how old are they? And he was like, oh, let's say they're in their 60s now. And he's like, hopefully 20 years. So he's like, you're only going to see your parents 40 more times. If you see them twice a year like for the next 20 years, you're only going to see them 40 more times. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, I'm moving home.
But that's what you do think, like, do you know what I mean? And then like there's people having babies and like all my like majority of people I know now, people I went to school with, like
people are friends with, have
everyone like has kids.
Everyone's life's going in all different places, and I think that's always the comparison.
And like, don't get me wrong, if I probably lived at home, I'd probably have a kid now by now. More than likely, I think I would have a kid by now. But it's very different when you don't live at home. You don't have, oh, do you know what? I'll just pop around to Ma's. I'll throw the kid in and I'll run down the shop.
Like support. And
you don't have it. You don't have the physical support. Like, like you'll always have the support from your mum and dad through a phone, which is great. But you don't have the physical support. Like, and I think that's not on anyone else. Like, I'm have to bring in a kid into the world. It's my responsibility. It's no one else's. Like, like it's a privilege if like you can drop around or even ask your parents to mind the kid. Like, 100%. It's not up to them to ask to mind the kid for you. I know for a fact my mom would never be like, I'll take the kid. She'd be like, no, she can ask me if she wants to take the kid. Which
Fucking ass.
doesn't really matter because she'd just be dropped on the doorstep every day.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Nanny.
Bye. There's your favour. Like, bye.
Yeah. But yeah, they're all the things you think about.
Like, that's the oh my god, that was a fucking spiral.
These worlds come crumbling down.
Yeah, literally, like I was literally like, oh my god, like.
No, but I do have the same thoughts. Like, not even, well, sometimes when I go through phases of like, cause I'm always like, oh, I don't want kids. Who knows where that's going to be in however many years, like, if I do decide. But I do have that thought of like, will my parents be here, or even like, because you just never know what's going to be happening.
Listen, you don't
when
even
live
need
away.
to have kids. When I have kids,
Yeah, no.
your man, dad, Tara.
Yeah, no, my mum loves kids. She texted me the other
Sure,
day.
when I was at your birthday when she was over on the couch, she's like, she's not having kids, so when are you having kids?
Oh, she said, yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
are you gonna come visit and take care of it?
yeah. She would, like, literally, like, my mum sent me a picture the other day. She brought
So funny.
She brought Connor's niece's daughter to see Puss in Boots. She's like 2. She's like the same age as Cullen. She sent me a picture. And I was like, oh, how did that go?
I get the vibe she gets along with kids. Well, I think
She loves kids.
Women technically do.
Yeah, no, my mum loves kids.
Do you know what I mean? They do. They definitely like just because they have a material, especially when you have
I'd say
kids.
it breaks
like,
my heart, my mom's heart, that I'm like, I'm not having kids.
there's nothing wrong with that though. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know, that's why I'm like, I like, just everybody else is kids. Is your
You should
grandchild.
just tell her, Ma, you should be grateful I'm not having kids because when you get older and you need help, my full focus will be on you. I can't turn around to you being like, sorry,
visiting you in that
I
nursing
can't
home.
care for you because I have Jack and
Exactly.
Jill to bring up to fucking sports day.
I'm not gonna say up the hill.
Up the
Up the sports day. But yeah, like,
Don't know where sports day came
I
from
know.
either.
I used to love sports
I
day
used to
in
love
school.
sports day.
Oh my god.
I love sports day.
Same.
Running with the potato.
The egg and spoon race.
Did we never brought real eggs. They used to make us bring a potato.
Oh.
Because then if it felt like it wasn't
No,
in
they
the
used to boil them.
Oh no, they just made us bring a potato.
Potato. I feel like I've done potato as well.
And I'd be in the kitchen going through the bag of potatoes because you had to bring in your own spoon, and I'd make sure the potato fit
Oh, no, they
perfect. And I'd also get
That's cheating.
No, it's not. It was bring your own
They used to
spoon and bring your
provide
own
them.
potato.
No, my school used to provide
Oh, see,
them.
we were paupers in my school. We had to bring our own spoon, our own fucking potato.
Oh, I used to love sports day. So
Oh, it was so good. And you'd be devastated if the weather was bad and they had to
Yeah.
postpone it. I'd be like, no.
like, no. But yeah,
But yeah, like, that was a bit of a whirlwind. We literally went down a spiral of, like, our literal life crises. Like,
yeah. So that was your wrestling phrase. What are yours?
I'm going to go and sob now.
Oh, where's the tissues? But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that episode. That's been, I think, the longest we've done in a while.
I
this
shouldn't have had
episode.
coffee. I shouldn't have had coffee and then had this conversation.
Nave's like,
I'm literally like, I need to go for a walk around the block.
Nave's like, where's Aaron? We need to have kids soon.
Get in the bedroom. Drop those drawers. Premarital sex? Have you ever heard the likes of it?
Stop.
I don't know. But yeah, I don't know.
I
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Right, we're
know.
gonna end this so Neve can go get the tissues. But I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you're watching on YouTube, of course, remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you know when we upload our newest video. And if you're listening on audio platforms like Apple and Spotify, give us a follow, a rating, or whatever you want to do. And of course, all our social medias are at the Weird Girls Club. If you want to catch some clips or see what we do in our day-to-day life, we post over there regularly.
That was a very big mouthful.
I know, I can't breathe.
You swear you had like a teleprompter behind
I
you?
know, because I did be staring. I'm like, focus on something, focus
I
on
know,
something.
you're literally sitting here like you're about to say the 9 o'clock news. And over to Declan here for the weather.
Yeah, good night.
So,
Yeah, have a blessed day. We'll see you next week.
fucking Handmaid's Tale.
Presents be the fruit, or what? Oh, no, what's the saying? What's the saying they do?
Oh,
Under his eye.
under his, I know it's blessed be the fruit, isn't
Blessed
it?
be the fruit.
Blessed be the fruit.
Under his eye. Under his eye.
Did he do that?
Yeah.
Alright, but yeah. We'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.